Hello my dear friends, welcome to our channel. In the previous lecture, we discussed about kinematics and we derived kinematic equations too. So what are those kinematic equations we studied in the last lecture? S is equal to V is equal to U plus AT, S is equal to UT plus half AT square, V square is equal to U square plus 2AS, and S is equal to V plus U upon 2 into T. So these are the four kinematic equations which we derived in the previous class. In this lecture, we are going to study about the equations of motions, equations of the objects which is in motion under gravity. Right? So I wrote the heading here, equation of motion under gravity. So we are going to study about the objects which is in motion under gravity, and we are going to derive the equations for those objects which is in motion under gravity. Right? So for example, if I am having a ball, if I am just giving some velocity to that ball, that means I am just projecting, I am using some word here, I am just projecting downwards, projecting means thrown, that means I am throwing downwards. That means I am throwing downwards in a vertically direction here. What I am doing is that I am just throwing this ball, I am just projecting this ball, or you can say throwing this ball in the downward direction, in a vertically downward direction. Then it will go vertically and it will hit the ground. As it is hitting the ground, it will have some velocity while hitting the ground. So I am considering it as V, which is the final velocity, and I given some initial velocity to the ball by projecting it. So by projecting the ball, by throwing this ball vertically downward direction, I given some velocity, and whenever this ball will hit the ground, it will have some velocity. I am just considering the final velocity as V and then initial velocity as U. You can see here, whenever I am projecting the body downwards, vertically downwards, you can see my velocity is going to change. However, my velocity is going to change. Here, there is an acceleration due to gravity in downward direction. This ball, whatever the object which I am having, before I am projecting or not, that acceleration, that gravity is trying to pull that object. As it is in my hand, it is unable to do so. Why it is unable to do so? We will learn the reason while studying laws of motion chapter. But for now, you just understand, as it is in my hand, I am having the ball in my hand. So for now, the gravity is trying to pull this object, but it is unable to do so. But whenever I am projecting that ball in vertically downward direction, what you can see is that now that gravity is pulling that object down. Even though it has velocity or not, if I am just removing my hands, however the gravity pulls that object to the earth. You can see here, in the apple tree, the apple will not fall until the branches will leave that apple to fall. So once it will become heavy, it will automatically fall down, because the gravitational force towards the earth increases. Right? So what I am saying is that if I am giving the initial velocity or not, to my ball, if I release my hands from the ball, the gravity will pull that object downwards towards the earth. The gravity will attract that molecule, that object towards the earth. Right? So however I am giving the initial velocity or not, the gravity will pull this molecule towards it. So however, if I am giving the initial velocity to, the gravity will do the same work. So this ball is going to experience this gravity. So I wrote here acceleration due to gravity as G. As it is in the downward direction, I am representing as minus G. So I am representing U here. You can see here, it is the ball here. I am leaving downwards. That means I am projecting downwards. I can project to. If I am projecting means I am throwing some initial velocity, I am giving some initial velocity to the body. If I am not throwing, if I am just leaving, that means it is falling freely. it is falling freely. I am not giving any velocity to that ball. So for now I am projecting this body in downward vertically direction. So this body is going to hit this ground with some velocity v, and this is u. As the acceleration due to gravity is acting in downward direction, negative y direction, so it is minus g. So you can see the displacement of the ball. You can see the displacement of the ball. Initially the ball is here, but now the ball is displaced from here to here. Initially the ball is here, but after I projected in downwards direction, it is going to hit this surface. It is going to hit this surface and stay here and stay here. That means it is displaced from here to here. So it is the displacement. It is the displacement. And it is minus s. Why I am writing minus s? Because it is in the negative y direction. Because it is in the negative y direction. The direction you can see, it is in the negative y direction. If it is going like this, then it is positive y direction. If it is going like this, then it is positive x direction. If it is going like this, then it is negative x direction. We should have to consider the direction always. Now you can see here it is the displacement, and it is the acceleration due to gravity, and it is the u. You can see here how this velocity is acting. As the displacement in downward direction, what is the formula for the velocity? Velocity is equal to displacement upon time. Then whatever be the direction of the displacement, the same direction the velocity will have. Otherwise you can see to here, as I am giving the velocity, you can see if I am having the ball, I am projecting downwards like this. That means I am giving the velocity in downward direction. That means my u is also going to be negative, and my v is also going to be negative. Right? It is hitting the ground in this direction. That means it is what direction? It is negative y direction. Then my v is also negative. By using the equation of motion, by using the kinematic equations, why I am using kinematic equations in the equation of motions under gravity? What is the reason behind it? Yeah, there is a very good reason, because these kinematic equations will be applicable only at constant accelerations. These kinematic equations will be applicable only at constant accelerations. Here the acceleration is constant or not? Acceleration due to gravity on the earth is constant always. Acceleration is equal to g. 9.8 meter per second is always constant. That means we are studying here about constant acceleration. As we are studying about constant acceleration, we have kinematic equations for the constant acceleration. This is the kinematic equations for constant acceleration. I told you already we have 4 parameters: acceleration, displacement, velocity, time. In this I am making the acceleration constant, and after making the acceleration constant, I find these kinematic equations. That means these kinematic equations are at the constant acceleration state. Right? So my acceleration is constant, so I can use the kinematic equations for finding the equations of motion under gravity. So I am going to use this 4 equations in this lecture for finding out the equations of motion under gravity, as my acceleration is constant, as my acceleration is g, 9.8 meter per second square. I am just rubbing these things. So I am going to derive here. My first equation is that v is equal to u plus at is my first kinematic equation, in which my acceleration is going to be constant. Right? It is the velocity time relation we found in the previous lecture. If you don't know how we derived the kinematic equations, then you can visit, just type Ansh Online Education Kinematics, you will get that video. Right? Okay. So v is equal to ut plus at. You can see here, I am just going to substitute the values here. What is my v? It is minus v. It is minus v because it is in the downward direction. My u, minus u, it is in the downward direction. We shall have to consider whenever we are deriving an equation, we should have to substitute all the things along with the direction, because it is a vector quantity. The velocity is a vector quantity. Plus a. What is a? It is minus g into t. So minus u plus into minus gt, and it is minus u. So I am taking common out minus, then it is u plus gt. Here it will be v minus v. So minus is cancelling out. Then v is equal to u plus gt is the first equation which I got for the equation of motion under gravity. It is my first case, my dear. If it is my first case. See, in the equation of motion, as my acceleration is only acting in the downward direction, as my acceleration is only acting in the y direction. You can see here, always whenever I am throwing my ball, wherever it may be, I can just find my acceleration due to gravity in the downward direction. In the downward direction. I am just studying about the equation of motion under gravity. I am just talking about 1D. In the 2D we will see the projectile motion. But here we are discussing in 1D motion. That is, while studying 1D motion, we will just study in y-axis. I can throw my ball in downward direction. I can throw my ball in upward direction too. I taken my first condition. I throw my ball in downward direction. I projected my ball in downward direction. That means I am projecting downwards. It is my first condition. My first condition is that I am just projecting my ball in downward direction. Projecting a object in downward direction, or projecting body in downward direction. So it is my first case. So you can see here, I derived the first equation of the equation of motion under gravity. At the first case, I found v is equal to u plus dt. If I am throwing a ball in downward direction, in vertically downward direction, then what is my velocity after a time t seconds is v is equal to u plus at, and it is my first equation by using my first kinematic equation. Right? Now I am writing here whatever the equation I am getting, I will write here v is equal to u plus gt. Now I am going to use my second kinematic equation. S is equal to ut plus half at square. S is equal to ut plus half at square. My displacement is in downward direction, so it is minus s. Velocity is in downward direction. I am giving the velocity in the downward direction. I am projecting my body in downward direction. I am projecting my ball in downward direction. Then you can see my velocity is in downward direction, is along negative y direction. Then it is minus u into t plus half into what is my acceleration? Acceleration due to gravity, it always acts along a negative y direction. It always acts along downward direction. Then it is minus g into t square. You can see here to minus, here to minus, here to minus. If I am bringing all the minus, like from this I am bringing my minus out, here to minus, minus will get cancelled like in the previous case, then s is equal to ut plus half gt square. It is a displacement after a time t seconds. It is a displacement after a time t seconds. I found out my second equation for the motion under gravity if I am projecting my body in downward direction. It is my second equation which I got. I am writing here s is equal to ut plus half gt square. Yeah. Then I am going to derive my third equation by using my third kinematic equation, and my third kinematic equation is v square is equal to u square plus 2as. You can see here it is v. What is my final velocity? It is in downward direction, then it is minus v square is equal to u. It is also in downward direction, so minus u square plus 2 into what is a? A is minus g. It is the acceleration due to gravity. It always acts in downward direction, in the negative y direction. So it is minus g into s. My displacement is also in downward direction. Then minus v, that is minus v into minus v is nothing but plus v. Then it is v square. It is minus u square, that is minus into minus plus, and it is u square plus, it is also minus into minus plus, and then it is 2gs. V square is equal to u square plus 2gs. It is my third equation which I got from the third kinematic equation. V square is equal to u square plus 2gs. So I derived the three equations for the equation of motion under gravity. If I am using s is equal to v minus u by 2 into t, then you can substitute there too. What you should have to substitute is that s is equal to minus s is equal to, I will write here by using my fourth kinematic equation. S is equal to v plus u upon 2 into t. It is minus s, it is minus v, it is minus u by 2 into t And you already know why he put negative sign here, because my velocity, my displacement are acting in the downward direction. So I wrote minus here, and I'm just bringing this minus out, and here one more minus, it will get cancel each other. Then S is equal to V plus U upon 2 into T. I will get the same form as like the kinematic equation. So I am writing here S is equal to U2 negative and V is also negative. My fourth kinematic equation, S is equal to V plus U by 2 into T. You can use the same formula for the equation of motion for under gravity at the first case when I am projecting my body in downward direction. So it is the 4 kinematic equations. If I am saying you, or if I am telling you that my initial velocity is 0, when my initial velocity will be 0, whenever I am not giving any initial velocity to the body, that means I'm not throwing my body like this, I'm just leaving the object. You can see here, this duster is falling down. This duster is falling down due to the gravitational force. The gravity is pulling this duster in downward direction. As I'm holding this duster is not falling down. But whenever I'm leaving this duster is falling down. That means you can understand the gravity is pulling every object. Each and every object in the universe is getting pulled down by the gravity. But as I'm holding this duster is not moving down. But whenever I'm leaving this duster, you can see this duster is falling down. But I'm not given any initial velocity to this duster. If I'm giving this initial velocity, you can see here, it will go more faster than that. You can see here, my duster fallen down very faster. So what I'm saying is that if I'm giving some initial velocity, it will go faster than I leave. Right? So I'm just leaving my object here. That means it will go under gravity. It will be purely falling under gravity. Here there is no velocity I given. It is purely falling under gravity. Whenever I am giving the velocity along with the gravity, there will be velocity too, which will help this object to go to the earth down. That means to go to the earth very faster, to go to the ground very faster. But if I am not giving any velocity, it will go purely under the gravity to the surface of the earth. This is what matters. Right? So here what I am doing is that I am just leaving the body. That means I am not giving any initial velocity. That means my initial velocity is going to be 0. So whenever my initial velocity is going to be 0, the object which is falling down will be known as falling freely body. Falling freely body. So in the falling freely body, we should have to just substitute, instead of u, we should have to substitute 0, because my initial velocity is 0. My first equation, v is equal to u is 0, then it is gt. My second equation, s is equal to ut. U is 0, so 0 into t is 0. Then s is equal to half gt square. Right? And then my third equation, v square is equal to u square is 0, because u is 0. Then it is 2gs. My fourth equation is s is equal to v plus u by 2 into t. But here u is 0, then it is v upon 2 into t. S is equal to v upon 2 into t. In some textbooks, what will happen is that instead of s, as it is a height, they will consider it as h. They will consider this displacement as h. For example, if I am dropping the ball from a tower, that means it indicates from the bottom of the earth, from the bottom of the ground, how much height it is. If it is in the third floor, maybe we will say the height is 20 meters. You are above the 20 meters. That means sometimes in the textbook they will refer it as h. So whenever we are writing, we can also write it in the h. So I can write here h is equal to half gt square. I can write here v square is equal to 2gh. I can write here h is equal to v upon 2 into t. Right? So it is all about equation of motion under gravity for the first case, projecting object in downward direction. In the next lecture we will study about the body which we will throw in upward direction. That means we are going to project the body. I am going to project this body in upward direction. in upward direction. As I'm projecting the upward direction, even though I'm projecting the upward, even though I'm applying some velocity to this object to project this body, to throw this body in upward direction, in vertically upward direction, you can see this body is coming down to my hands. If I'm not introducing my hands here, if I'm just keeping my hands here, then what will happen? It will go down to the surface of the earth. Right? Why it is coming down to the surface of the earth? Even though I'm applying the initial velocity to this, even though I'm giving an initial velocity to this gesture to move upwards, to move in upwards direction, it is coming down to the surface of the earth. Why is it happening so? It is happening because the gravity is pulling down, and we'll study in the next lecture how it is happening so. So in this lecture we studied whenever we are projecting the object in downward direction, it will have the gravity. Even though the gravity is pulling down, we also applied some initial velocity to this object in order to make this object to reach the ground. So if we don't want to give any initial velocity, you just leave this object as it is. It will fall purely under gravity. This object will fall purely under gravity, and that object will be known as falling freely body or falling freely object. For the falling freely object, my initial velocity is going to be 0, and I'm having 4 equations right now here and here too. If in some textbook it will be given as height, in some textbook it will be given as displacement. Both are same only, so nothing to confuse here. Now I'm going to give you a simple problem which they asked in AIPMT 2011 prelims. AIPMT is the same examination like NEET, which is held before NEET has been introduced. So I'm going to ask you a simple question. What is the question is that? I'm not going to write the question here. I'm just going to explain that question. What they're saying is that an object is falling freely. Here is the object. I'm just having this object, and this object is going to fall freely. That means I'm not giving any velocity to this object. I'm just leaving freely. So what they did is that from a top of a tower, which is at a height of 20 meter. For example, it is the tower. Its height is 20 meter. So from the top of the tower, they are just leaving this ball, or they are just leaving a stone which is going to hit the ground with some velocity. Right? So they are asking with what velocity it will strikes the ground. It is what the question is. Whenever an object is falling freely from a tower of 20 meter height, so at what velocity it will strikes the ground? We know our u is equal to 0 because this object is falling freely. That means it is purely going down, purely touching the surface only due to the gravity. We are not giving any velocity to this object. What is the formula for the freely falling body? How we can find this velocity? It is what the question is. They given as the height. We know one equation, v square minus u square is equal to 2as, or you can say v square is equal to 2u square plus 2as. We don't have to remember all the formulas. But you should have to know the method, the concept, which is very important. Right? If you are applying from the kinematic equations, then you should have to apply with the sign without forgetting. So here v square, here it is in downward direction, then it is minus v whole square. U square is 0 because initial velocity, as it is a freely falling body, initial velocity will be 0 plus 2 into my acceleration will be in downward direction minus g, and my displacement is also in downward direction minus s. But here they had mentioned height. You don't have to confuse. Height and displacement are same in this concept, right? So here I can write it as h. So minus v square, it is v square, minus into minus plus. I should have to write 2 times minus and wrote 2 times v. So minus into minus plus, and it is v into v. V square is equal to minus into minus plus 2gh. It is what we seen in the previous one. So v square is equal to h, then v is equal to root over under root over 2 into g into h. We should have to consider g is equal to 10 meter per second square approximately. Mostly in all the problems we will use, instead of 9.8, approximately it will be 10 meter per second square we should have to consider. So here I am considering the same. 2 into g is 10 meter per second square into what is my height? Height is 20. Then it is 2 into 10, 20, 20 into 20. As both the numbers are same, I can bring this out. That means v is equal to 20 meter per second. So with the velocity of 20 meter per second, it is striking the ground whenever I am leaving the object from a height of 20 meters. If I am leaving the object from a height of 20 meters from the top of a tower of 20 meters, then it will strike the ground with a velocity of 20 meter per second. You should not have to bring a speedometer to measure what is the speed. It is how we should have to use in our daily life. If someone is asking you if I'm at the height of 50 meters, if I'm leaving the ball, if I'm projecting the ball in downward direction, you can see with what velocity it will hit this, or it will hit the ground, or it will strike the ground. Yeah, you can say. Why you can't? You are having the kinematic equations. That is why we found the kinematic equations in order to not measure by any machines. You can do with our mathematics. You don't need how to search for any machines to find out what the velocity, with what velocity it is going to hit the ground or strike the ground. You just have to understand the concept. By understanding the concept, you can say very easily with what velocity is going to strike the ground. If you are at the height of 20 meters, if you are at the second floor of a school and it is at the height of 20 meters, then whenever you are leaving the duster from the height of 20 meters, it is going to hit the ground or going to strike the ground with a velocity of 20 meter per second. And it is how we should have to find. And it is a question of the AIPMT prelims 2011. So you can see here how easy the question is. So mostly they will ask very simple questions. You just have to understand the concept. If you are learning the concepts very well, then it will be very easy to apply too. And if you know the formula, then it will be very easy. This formula we know, v is equal to under root over 2gh. How I am saying? Because when in the previous one, what we said, whenever a body is falling freely, what will be the formula? V square is equal to 2gh. So v square is equal to 2gh. Whenever I am bringing the square this side, right, what will happen? This square will become a root, then it will be a root over 2gh. So if someone is asking what is the velocity whenever I am leaving my body freely from some height, then you can easily say v is equal to under root over 2gh, and you can apply the h and you will get the velocity with what velocity it is striking the ground, and it is very easy to find out, right? So okay, so this is all about for first case. Whenever I am projecting my body in downward direction, I found some equations for that one. That is what you know as equations of motion under gravity. In equations of motion under gravity, I am having my second case. And what is my second case? Whenever I am projecting any object in upward direction, for example, if I am having a duster, if I am projecting this in upward direction, then it is going up and it is coming down. Why it is coming down? It is coming down due to the gravity is pulling down. So it is coming down due to the gravity, and we will study this in detail in the next lecture. So our second case in equation of motion under gravity will be studied in the next lecture. So you keep moving ahead. Don't think about anything else. Just focus on your aim. So our channel also needs your support. You just support our channel, and whatever may be the doubt you have, you can comment in the comment section. Definitely your doubts will be considered and will be clear soon as possible. So I just want your support. You support me more. How much ever you are supporting me, more than that I will give you. Whatever you want, I will give you. Just comment me whatever you want. No need of any hesitation. You can ask me anything. Whatever you want, you can ask me. I'm working here only for you. So you just support me and keep moving ahead. Work hard and achieve your success and achieve your goals. So all the best, my dear friends. If you like this lecture, then like it, comment it, subscribe it, and also share it with your friends, my dear friends. So keep working hard and all the best.